There's a storm across the valley. The clouds are rolling in. The afternoon is heavy on your shoulders. There's a truck out on the 4-lane, a mile or more away. The whining of his wheels just makes it colder.
Welcome to Community Forum. Today is July 19th, 2022. My name is Priscilla Almquist Olsen, your host for Community Forum. And today we have a member of our community who has contributed to not only good food and drink, but also wonderful entertainment. And yes, you guessed it, Shoveltown Brewery. One of the partners, Jim McSherry, Frank Altieri is his partner. He's not able to join us today. He's busy working at the brewery, but Jim is here. So welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you for having me.
You're well. Wonderful. So tell me a little bit how the two of you got started.
Well, conceptually, I was a home brewer. Bought the kit, bought the ingredients, and home brewed in the basement, and off and on for a few years. And then we tell everyone the true story is, as in print and as it's told, was the night at the Brewseum in 2014. They had a home brew contest. And we cooked up 2 or 3 recipes, I think it was 2, and we actually ended up second place, getting out of all the home brewers there, and thought about putting together a business from that point, and 2015-16, and did some more home brewing, some test batches, and developed some recipes, and built out the space here in 50 Olive Street, where we sit here, and we opened up February 2017.
What year?
February 2017. So
17.
Yep, so we're right about a little more than 5.5 years, and we were in a small place, and we've expanded 2 or 3 times since. And production-wise, we've expanded from a 2.5 barrel up to a 15 barrel automatic canning lines here at 50 Olive Street, and a 30 barrel fermenter. So we've had 3 expansions in the brew house.
Wow. Well, the brew house is really something to see. I know I was among a group of people who got a special tour, very impressive. We met the brewer guy, the guy who puts the hops in and does all the magic.
There's actually 6 people in the brew house, between packaging leads and cellarmen and keg cleaning and lab work and head brewer and operations. So you probably met Andy if he was the one on the brew deck, if he was in the middle of the brew day.
Right. I'm sure that's who it was. A very knowledgeable young man. Yeah.
Correct. As the head brewer, once again, different levels of training, and also the recipes are dialed in, so that was kind of makes our beer stand out.
You know, I read recently that you import hops from Bavaria. Is that right?
Well, hops come from all over. Originally, Bavaria German hops were more of the boiling or the bittering hops, they call them. We do use probably some in the bittering when the beer is being boiled. Most of the hops are kind of what we call designer hops, like Citra and Centennial, and hops that have been crossbred throughout the years, and most of those are grown in the Yakima Valley or here in the States.
I see. Well, I lived on a farm in Bavaria for 3 years, many years ago. My former husband was doing a postdoctoral research position at the Max Planck Institute for Biochemistry. But the most important thing that happened every week was when the beer man came. So it was just like the milkman of yesterday. The beer man came, and so he would take the empties in a case, and he would bring the new beer to us. And they were the bottles with those ceramic stoppers on top.
Sure.
Yeah. And the beer was just delicious, wonderful. So we were always, and I'm sure they're still doing that today.
I would think so. Germany has very strict beer laws, the 3 ingredients and the water, and very strict. So locally, more, as we used to be in this country, more local breweries, and Germany still maintains that. So it probably was some type of farmhouse ale, and it probably was fairly fresh.
Yeah, it was called Holzkirschner. And Holz means wood, and Kirschner is cherry wood beer. And it was a local brewery. I mean, it was in the next little village to us that made it. It was just wonderful, best beer. And I was telling someone recently that Yuengling is the exact copy of that Yuengling beer. If you're going out to buy, a 24 pack or something like that. But your beer, when you made that Oktoberfest beer, that was perfect. It was that was real, and I can tell you because I drank it for 3 years. It was really genuine, wonderful German beer.
Yeah, most of the beer in this country has German influences. The Germans come over and brought the recipes. So, whereas Yuengling or up in Midwest and Milwaukee area like that, you have the Schlitz and even Budweiser. Anheuser-Busch, the original Busch family. Once again, the German style lager. So a lot of influences beer in this country.
Yeah. So tell me, how many varieties do you have now?
Here we are in the third week in July, still going through our summer type of beer. We have the Summer Ale, the Cerveza, and of course the Flyaway New England IPAs. They stay right now probably about 14, 15 on tap. Seasonal beers, you mentioned the Oktoberfest, the pumpkin, everyone, either like pumpkin or you don't, but it's a big seller. Once again, we've already scheduled in our Oktoberfest beer for the third week in August. Will already be brewed and ready to go by definitely the end of August. So we schedule as much as we can out. We're about 3 months out now scheduling beers. So the summer ale's been packaged for the last time. Enough of it's been packaged, 30 barrels of it. But once again, we'll have enough for draft, but the cans will slow down because everyone's starting to get into August. When we do get into August, end of August, they'll start to look at the fall beers.
Yeah, now I think most people don't realize that you have, your beers are on draft as well as in cans. People see the cans a lot.
Yeah, we're in Massachusetts only right now. We do sometimes ship, people will ship it out of state and we don't, but they ship it to friends with clubs. But we're in like 340 locations in Massachusetts between bars, restaurants that pour draft, sell cans too, and also what we call in area packet stores or liquor stores, and some supermarkets with Wegmans and Whole Foods, but mainly that's the cans, correct. So we do cans, 16-ounce 4-pack cans in cases, and we do draft in the 5-gallon logs and the half barrel 15.2.
So I didn't know that you sell draft beer too. I mean, to other locations.
Basically, yeah, it goes out for distribution. We self-distribute
Right.
with 2 of our vehicles, and we have 1 craft beer distributor, Coastal Craft out of Fall River, that takes it from Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, the Cape, tip to the Cape, to the bridges, and Boston, south out to Sturbridge. So we have a pretty big footprint.
Wow. That's amazing in such a short period of time. You've done that.
COVID, or the period of time shutting us down, that we were able to kick up the third expansion, as I said, by June. So we were cans were a big play when draft and restaurants weren't available. So between selling cans to go here and doing a little bit of the allowing, when they allowed us to open up with spacing and whatnot, we brought back the draft, but it was all packet store can heavy, so we were able to send a lot of it out for distribution.
Great. So you also have a wonderful variety of food offerings. Can you tell us about some of those?
Yeah, the food was always an option in the beginning. Once again, you go to some breweries and they have a food truck, or they bowl of chips, and you have 2 or 3 beers, and you're looking to leave and go get something to eat. So we always had something in the food. And we've expanded from one food station behind the initial bar to a double food kitchen, food station kitchen now, and kind of open air. Everything's freshly prepared. But yeah, I mean, we have different varieties. People come in, they like the flatbreads. I think we talked a little off camera about the fig and prosciutto with arugula. That's people's kind of a little sweet, and the feta cheese gives it a nice taste. One of my favorites is the Bianca chicken, which is a lemon chicken and a white garlic sauce with a little bacon on it, and vegetables, and also there's the brisket flatbread, which leads me right into the flatbreads. And don't forget the sandwiches. We have a steak and cheese and shaved sirloin and a nice brisket sandwich. It's actually smoked for 15 hours in-house, so with homemade coleslaw on it.
Is that right? 15 hours? You smoke that brisket?
Slowly smoked.
And I can tell you, that brisket is the best brisket I have ever had. I ate the whole thing. I usually couldn't eat all that. I mean, it was huge. I had them divided in half. You think I could? I had to eat the whole thing. It was so good. Anyway,
Yeah, that's one of the top sellers, the brisket sandwich, and there's other offerings. Of course, everyone needs the pretzels, so we have nice turnbuckle pretzels that are nice
yeah.
and chewy and soft on the inside, and coated with a little butter olive oil, gives them a nice coating on the outside, and truffle oil tater tots, and garlic chicken wings, and hot chicken wings. So
Oh, yeah.
those type of appetizers leads into a nice fresh hummus plate and vegetarian falafel if you're into the vegetarian. So something for everyone, chicken sandwich, and of course lobster rolls are in season. Those are flying fairly decent. And on Wednesday we bring in fresh Wellfleet or Island Creek Duxbury oysters, and we have a bucket shack on Wednesday. So until
okay.
they're gone. So it just kind of seasonal, brings in the lobster roll and brings in the oysters for seasonal.
Right. So we've gone through the drink, we've gone through the food, and what's the brewery is also being really noted for is the entertainment. Can you tell us how that started?
Well, funny, I think I'm either younger or old than some of your crowd, not really sure, but there were plenty of live venues back in the 80s and 90s, and they kind of all went away. So when the breweries came on the scene, they were a way for local musicians or musicians to either pick their instruments back up or continue to play. So, we have people that come in. We started open mic Thursday, so it's been very popular. Someone will come and lead the open mic, and other people come and play. And we've seen from violins to keyboards to all types of instruments, trumpets, and mainly guitars. But people have actually started with us and gotten together, and they've gone on to record and give concerts. So we've been a good starting point, and people do come in on Thursdays, and entertainment broadened to Wednesday. We've started the musical bingo. It's a good time. Everyone listens to the music and plays a bingo card. And Fridays, group trivia, very, very exciting. And once again, people flock in to play that.
When are the days?
Thursday's the open mic. Wednesday's we'll go in order. Wednesday is the music bingo. Thursday is always open mic music. So that's live music.
Yeah, yeah.
Friday is, once again, group trivia. And Saturday, from 7 to 10 at night, we always have live bands. Try to keep it to at least a duo minimum, a trio, or a band. It just brings people, and I'm the one that books the music, talks to musicians, listens to the music, and we're scheduled out right through the first of the year now. But
So who do you have on? No, I just interviewed Dave Spagone, who's your open mic guy, and that's happening on Thursday night.
Yep.
And ECAT's going to go there and bring it, so we get a taste of all that wonderful music. And so tell me about your experience with these wonderful musicians.
Well, once again, coming out of COVID, I felt bad for some of them because they lost their either stream of income or their partial stream of income. But through the years, we've all met certain different type of people that are kind of friends of the brewery. But yeah, it's been a good way for people to, once again, live music. We're not the only brewery that has it, but breweries have been one source for live music, where some of the clubs around Boston, some of the local South Shore, or even some of the clubs I remember playing in years ago just weren't around anymore. So it's been a good way to bring people in for live music, and a good way for musicians to basically come in and play live music. So.
And also, you do a great many private parties, don't you?
Private parties, yes, we do advertise, and people reach out. We just did a retirement party, and we have a large law group coming in. They've actually bought the place out for the night. That's usually, we don't do that. We don't try to do that. But private parties, we've done wedding rehearsal dinners. We've done one-year-old birthday party. We've done, I think last Sunday we did a engagement party. People actually got married at the brewery too.
Really?
We built a stage and built the trellis with the flower. They did, and the flowers, and they actually got married and had a little reception afterwards. So.
How nice. Well, I came to distribute the Shoveltown Cultural District's concert poster, which Frank put up, and there was a retirement party in there, and people were loving it. They were eating food and drinking and talking, and it was really lovely. So.
It's a good venue for that. Once again, the breweries, and we're fortunate to have it. The building we're sitting in here is an old shovel type of building, so the wood and the brick kind of adds to the atmosphere. But Yeah, food off the menu. Sometimes we have different types of food. They can have a buffet, so different options.
Great. Well,
It just brings different groups in. And the holiday party, we've done numerous holiday parties around the holidays.
Yeah, I noticed also that you have some art exhibits and photography exhibits too on the walls, on those brick walls.
Those are local photographers, and those are for sale, pictures. They're actually paintings or photography.
Right. Well, when I was growing up in Easton, that was the home of the Steadfast Rubber Company.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's wonderful that you've kept the walls exposed, the brick walls. It creates a wonderful atmosphere.
Well, the big windows, the brick, it just adds once again to the atmosphere of the brewery. It doesn't give it, gives it more of a cultural, more of a homey type feeling compared to a sterile, metal building or something like that.
And then when weather permits, people can sit outside.
The outside patio, people do like to eat and drink outside when the weather's, fortunately we've had a good summer so far. But that was a little bit forced our hand with COVID. It was on the drawing board before COVID, and we had it all drawn up. So when the restrictions eased a bit and we were able to do it, within 3 days the town approved us on the COVID, compliance. But right now, that's a permanent. That is on the building, that is with the town, that is also with the Alcoholic Beverage Commission. So the outdoor patio is here to stay.
Yeah, yeah. So you can be inside, you can be outside, and you can enjoy wonderful food, great beverages, and also wonderful entertainment. But besides beer, you also have, what is that called? That
we have hard salsa.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hard seltzer.
Everyone likes the hard seltzer. Ours is kind of one of the better ones out there. We put it through our centrifuge, which is a machine in the brew house that most breweries of our size don't have. They don't have, and some of the larger ones don't have. It just kind of clears it out a little bit better and gets the astringent taste out of it, can taste. So
yeah, and it's delicious. It's really...
Yeah, for people that like that. And
I had a lemon hard seltzer.
Yeah, right now raspberry pineapple is the flavor we've gone, and tangerine before that.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, it just gives it a little bit of a, once again, they drink it, people drink it because of the low sugar content.
And also it's
gluten-free, so it gives a gluten-free option, and wine drinkers will drink it red if they don't like beer. And I mean, there is a option. I recommend people, and most of them, if they do drink wine and won't drink beer, the blackberry sour, which is just, fresh fruit right in your nose and the taste. And it is made with malt, but you wouldn't really know it. It's a sour, more tart than real sour, so that's very refreshing.
I see, yeah, very refreshing, especially in these challenging summer days. Yeah.
Correct. And I don't know, jumping ahead, but we talked just about having beer, but on second location we'll have craft distilling, which is liquor, craft wine, and also craft beers.
Okay, so yeah, I want you to talk about your second location. Very exciting, and you're in the midst of construction and renovation, and
hopefully in the tail end of it.
So what's it going to look like, and where is it, and what building is it in?
Conceptually, and being built as we speak, and many years in the process with a little bit of COVID shutting things down, but it's the old fire station in Foxboro Center. So the old fire station was vacant for 12 years, and it was Station 1. So the operating name of this would be Station 1, station spelled out O-N-E by Shoveltown Brewery. And we are licensed right now from the Alcoholic Beverage Commission. I got them last week to manufacture distilling, manufacture wine, and manufacture beer.
Wow.
So they'll give us all three to be able to pour.
And I bet you there are a lot of rustic brick walls in that building.
We preserved as much as we could. I was there today with our restaurant designer. And 3 of the walls will be kept brick. They'll just be kind of sealed. And the bar is being built out with some wood, and there's big garage door, fire door in the middle, and in the front with glass. And as you come around they call it the green there in Foxboro by the Orpheum Theater, we have a big 14-foot stainless steel round light of a takeoff of a Bavarian beer garden.
Yeah, nice.
And so you'll be able to see that as you come around, and the brewing operations will be in the front room, and it'll be glass and backlit by LED. So once again, we're going with the long tables, we're going with the big round light, LED light in the middle, Bavarian light, and with a full kitchen. We've actually put a full kitchen over in that location with a
Wow.
big wood-fired
And-
pizza oven and grills and fryer-lated no.
Great, so it's going to be another wonderful place. And you said it's near the Orpheum Theater?
Right on the same street. They share the same street, Rock Hill
So
Street.
you're going to get a lot of people leaving the theater that's going to come right into your establishment.
We've already established a relationship with the theater. Don't know how often their schedule is, but you know.
Great. So you must be very excited about this second place.
Excited, just want it really open. Hopefully in September we will be open. Everything's kind of falling into place, the final preparations and the final trimming and things like that. And the furniture's in storage, ready to go.
And you've got enough supply of beer for 2 places?
Well, we will manufacture the beer over there, which will be Foxboro specific
I
beer.
see. Oh,
So once again, we will have the craft beer, the craft wine, and the craft distilling for Foxboro. But there
my
is a
goodness, that's
3.5
wonderful.
barrel system over there with 7-barrel fermenter. So we'll brew enough to be able to pour over there.
Now, does the building accommodate that, or is it in a separate building?
The fire station, once again, we occupy the first floor. The back of it's the full kitchen. Step down to the addition, the prep area, and then underneath is where the manufacturing for the distilling
In
and
the
wine will be.
basement?
In the basement, and then there's another full room down there, and there's some other rooms for storage and walk-in coolers and things like that. But there's another area, sitting area down there.
Great. Well, you've thought about everything, haven't you?
I don't know how to answer that question, but
Are you going to have entertainment?
we will have entertainment. We have a very good sound system that we had last year at our Foxboro Beer Garden that we had. So,
I was there.
yeah, I remember you there a few times, dancing on the stage as we were turning off the lights.
I love to dance.
But once again, yeah, so we thought of everything, and we'll try. If we haven't, we'll figure it out afterwards. But
Yeah, good.
just trying to get the second location opened up.
Yeah, okay.
But we're
Well,
not leaving Easton. People are asking. We're not leaving Easton. Easton's still a very vibrant location, the brewery, and you know it's owns regulars, and people come from all over. So we're not leaving Easton. This will be
No.
a second location that will be entrenched into the Foxboro community, just like we are entrenched into the Easton community.
but Eastern people are welcome to go to Foxboro.
If they can find their way, sure.
Yeah.
And it's
And-
not near Patriots Place, which is, I think, in my opinion, a bonus because a lot of people don't travel really to Patriots Place. So this is more in the center of Foxboro, right around the green. A lot of activities take place in the green. And once again, a friend, neighbor of ours opened up a bakery outside the green a bit. So just trying to build up Foxboro. There are 3 one-bedroom apartments above us and a studio. And the plan is right now to keep the studio for like an Airbnb for a brewcation, a brewery, or a Patriots game. So,
Great. You thought of everything.
along with Doug King and developing the property, yes.
Oh, okay.
And
So
that's-
Doug had a hand in it. Yeah.
It's Doug's property, once again, developed with, and that's what the town wanted when we bid on the project. Was
I see.
They wanted some sort of residential apartment. So,
Well, it's the location is fabulous because it's a very small town feel right there. You know, it's not the big, expansive place like Patriots Place. It's a hometown.
yeah, that's what
Area.
once again, that's what the town planner Page and town manager Bill. That's what they're looking for, a walking type.
Right.
Even in Main Street in Easton, really, and people don't realize, but Bob's farmer's daughter and Bill's House of Pizza, they all have apartments. But the process is to build up a town again where people could walk and get to the bakery and the butcher, and
Right.
I don't think it's going to happen because the Americans love their automobiles. But that's kind of what Foxboro had a little bit envisioned when we built our place with the apartments.
I think
and
it's a wonderful
the
vision.
funeral
And
home behind us comes down and apartments get built. So that's be able people to live and be able to walk and get amenities in the center of Foxboro.
right. But people can walk to Shoveltown Brewery too.
I think we are part of the Eastern Historical designated area.
Yes, exactly.
people
And
do
also
walk.
ride your bike there. I mean, why bring a car? But if you have
Well,
to
we
take
do have a big bike club. I have to give more kudos. On Thursdays, we have a big running club called the Shoveltown Growlers. And they probably have 50 members, and they go and do runs all over the place. But every Thursday, they're there doing their 1.5 mile or 3-mile run around the Shovel Shop Pond and down Main Street. And we also have a mountain bike group that goes out that's fairly sizable now, that leads from the brewery up the railroad tracks behind Flyaway Pond and Borderland. And they all come back and eat and drink afterwards. So those have been 2 clubs that have kind of spun off on their own
Nice.
type of names and websites, and we made shirts and running shirts. So
Great.
some more activities that come along with the brewery.
Yeah. And I'm sure that there will be other creative ideas that that will come into play in the future. I mean, you're very open to expanding the venue and expanding the choices that people have. So good luck, best of everything.
Okay.
And we're so happy that you made it here today. Let's keep that open mic open, and let's keep the beer flowing and the hard seltzer and the great briskets. Okay.
Brisket sandwich.
The brisket sandwich.
On
the
Superior
best.
Bakery in Brockton's Onion Roll. How's that? Give a shout out for Joe. Superior Bakery's bread.
Oh, no kidding.
We try to use in season, and once again with even Langwater Farm, we try to use some of their vegetables in season too. So
That's great.
it's all a good community feel.
So you're helping the, other community providers and vendors. That's wonderful. Good. Well, thank you, Jim, so much for coming.
So thank you.
We appreciate
My pleasure.
it. All right. And so that's it for Community Forum for today, July 19th, 2022. My name is Priscilla Almquist Olsen, wishing you well. Until next time, be well.